Hello, and welcome back to the Q&A that you know and love. That's right. You got myself, Dane Hennon, and to my right, very distant this time, Levi Gates.
Hello, my bespectacled brethren.
Yes, we are bespectacled today, so this is pretty nice. I'm enjoying this. Anyway, housekeeping before we get to all the comments.
Just saying. Oh my gosh, my seat just went down.
Don't fall. But yeah, so we'll work on that part right
sorry we've been gone. We were at SEMA. We had this episode. We're probably going to catch up a little bit for you guys, so you can have like a kind of an idea of what we've been talking about. And we came back. We brought some goodies. You know, we got some things. If I go this way, oh look, there's something back there. And then just getting back into the swing of things. You know, it's kind of hard with the two of us. Anthony is just home, not hanging out with his family. I spent 4 days total with my family, and now I am back here. And I probably should have done what Anthony did and take the extra rest of the week, because I still am exhausted. So tired from this. And I feel like I got back and I just been on the phone for the last 2 days. So I'm excited to hook up with you guys and knock out some stuff. In terms of housekeeping, not much. We've got, I will say, guys, we're planning for our Black Friday sale coming up for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I'm just going to tell you to, save your pennies and make sure you're signed up for the newsletter. Because if you're not, please sign up, because have we got some deals for you. Holy cow. We did the planning last night, and it was pretty impressive. So check that out. Now, elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Dane has glasses.
Well, weird, right? Okay, so here's the thing. It's been almost 15 years.
47 years.
For me, it's been 15 years since I last wore glasses with any regularity.
Right.
You've supposed to wear them
famously
this whole time.
I'm supposed to be wearing glasses.
As I've said.
Now, as you've entered your late middle age.
So in my, deteriorating state as a 30-something now, I have found that, it's always been the case. Reading stuff up close has been the problem. I can see across. I can read signs in the distance. I've always been able to drive without glasses. It's fine. But these were always here to, let's take a closer look at whatever's going on the page. Otherwise, I got to hold the book a little further from my head.
And I am the opposite, and so is Anthony. We got to take our glasses off so that we can read up close.
Right. So, I'm the flip of that, which is why you almost never see me with them. But also because I haven't had a current pair in close to 15 years or so. So I went to the trouble of actually setting up an appointment, did the whole thing, and now
did you get one pair, 2 pairs,
this is what I just got the one pair. Okay. I'm a sucker for Ray-Bans, so I got me some of these. I really like them. If I lose them or break them, worst case scenario, they'll take care of them. I got it set up so that I'll be able to do that. But realistically, if I'm driving, I don't have these on. I'm just doing my normal thing. But now it just takes some of the strain off of, reading the iPad here, for example. So it makes my job doing this a little bit easier. So thank you in advance for not making fun of old Four Eyes here. I think we're all a bunch of glasses wearers now, though. So
it'll be all right.
People expect
it's going to be nice.
It's not that unusual.
So it was great. We went to SEMA, had a lot of fun. Thank you to everybody that stopped by the booth. Those of you that came by and said hello. Ricky Cologne, Dabbler, Mountain Town Detailing. Who else was there? We had
everybody.
Tons of people. It was great.
Funny, once again.
So good to see.
Jack and Justin standing next to each other again. And legit Mark confusing Mark Perch.
Mark Perch was so confused.
He saw Justin and thought he was Jack. He was like, hey, Jack. Hey, Jack. And Justin is just ignoring him because he's like, that's not my name. Yeah, but he's the only other person back there. So eventually he turns around and says, And then Mark's like, wait, are you not Jack?
You're not Jack.
What?
You're not wrong.
That was great, though.
That was awesome. Yeah. So, no, it was really good. Good to see everybody. Good to spend time with everybody. Thank you to everybody that came and journeyed all the way down to cold Las Vegas.
Weirdly chilly. I've never experienced Vegas cold like that before.
The cold Las Vegas week. It was freezing. And then appreciate everybody coming, seeing. We had a great show. Booth did awesome.
Fantastic.
Thank you to Freddie Tavares dropping off the car and bringing it down.
Always delivers. People
Rex
love
Tier
the car.
And all those guys for getting that car souped up and looking right and getting ready to...
Souped up.
It was souped up.
It was a beautiful Super. That blue was amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty. Last minute kind of change that we had. So, needless to say, we're back.
Yeah.
We're ready to rock and roll. I will say, in case you guys are wondering, what's with the Tavares? So, if you recall, when we went to Switzerland with our friends from Diamond Pro Tech, we met up with them, and they said, we're going to our friend's house for dinner. We showed up at Eugenio's house, and Eugenio is the owner of Tavares Vodka. So we jokingly said,
is it
you
Eugenio
guys know,
or Eugenio?
Eugenio.
Okay, I wasn't totally sure.
We just call him Huge.
He's Eugene or Huge.
Yeah, or Huge.
Yeah.
So we were like, wow, what a great evening. What a great fun night we had. So we kept telling Avi, get us a bottle of Tavares so that we can have it. There you go, right over there.
That's cool.
For the podcast studio so it can sit in a hallowed place. And the friendship.
It doesn't matter if you drink or not. It's a friendship
That's
beacon.
Right. It's a friendship beacon, so to speak, where we had a great night with those guys. And Tavares means friend in Russian. So that's why they say never drink alone. So they got us a bar mat. They got us a bottle. I'm excited. I'm happy.
It's pretty cool.
So we'll have this out there hanging out for everybody so you can see. The product was a Russian vodka. And one thing crazy that was amazing that Huge did, when the war happened, he pulled all of his people.
Yeah, he said, screw this, we're moving.
Pulled his whole company, all of his employees.
Crazy.
Moved everybody to Latvia. Yeah. Opened a whole new facility. I mean, just insane.
That's so much work.
So much work, so much money. Moved everybody from his company to Latvia to make sure, one, they could continue production because there were sanctions on Russian products. So the red was the old Russian
old style
color, and now
it's all blue.
Is the new Latvia
hey, you know
imported
what?
from
Blue
Latvia.
works for us.
So yeah, super cool. But just really nice guy, and neat to hear his story, and that's why we're talking about it. So, but anyway, so back on to Q&A Thursday.
Yes.
Again, SEMA was a blast. We had a good time. Spent a lot of time with people. Check out Dane's lives if you haven't yet already.
Please do.
Watch them and see what you think.
That first one blew up. The rest were about where I would expect it to be, but that first one, I really do think it's because I was the first thing with SEMA 2022 and the title being released on YouTube that day that got us out in front of everybody. Like, whether it's a stream or a video, we were out there before any edited videos made it. So we were showing you like real time what it was like in a big platform, YouTube. So it was cool to be able to get, new faces in there, fresh faces. And you may notice, I mean, this is on me. I understand there were some people who wanted to see more of a focus on individual booths and products. But when you're in the booth, I'll admit, it's difficult to see when new products are released and stuff. Like, you're finding out online much easier than we are talking to people in the booth. We have different priorities. But what I wanted to create the sensation was walking around SEMA for the first time. If you're not ever experienced that before, what it's like. It's overwhelming, and I wanted to be able to show people what that actually looks and feels like. So I think we captured that.
I think you guys did a great job. It was nice.
So anyway, that was that.
All right, getting into it.
Okay.
Harry Housewife saying waiting only 19 hours early.
Just a little early.
Darren, that's all right. The nice thing was
buddy.
we loved your commercial that you made. Thought that was hilarious and great. Good job. Sam Squatch, good to be back. I sadly missed last week, but I'll wait my turn in line. Just ordered some creature towels, and I can't wait. Thank you, Sam Squatch. And then our girl Kimberly MC saying, greetings. How do we rinseless wash in the dark? It's dark now by the time I make it home. Guess I could switch to AM before work. Please help me justify the need for the purple pearl. It's a beautiful color. Just buy it. Just get it for yourself, Kimberly. It's a wonderful product. It's my favorite towel. Just buy it because it's my favorite towel. I don't know. Rinseless washing in the dark. That's a hard one.
Just introduce some lights. That's the
bring
best
in lights. That's really all you can do.
Some cheap Bereas on some OSB on a standing rack did great in. Were they Bereas in your shop? The first
no, those were real.
Oh, those generated.
Those are real fluorescent.
Those are before
lights.
Bereas. Yeah.
But no, you're not wrong, Dane.
But you could do that now. I mean,
so Barina, not Berea. Berea makes pasta.
I'm thinking of the pasta.
So Barina is on Amazon. You can do LED Barina or Barina LED lights, and there are 6-packs of lights for like $45.
And they daisy chain.
So even if you only can put them on the ground, you could plug in 2, 3, run them down the length of one side of the car, run the other 3 along, and just lay them on the ground and plug them into an extension cord. And that would give you some light. What we have on this wall right here in front of us are 2 Barinas.
Doesn't take much, but it's a great eye light.
It's 2 lights that we've created. You can see the line there in my glasses.
Wow.
But that's all we've used, and I've put some of those in my garage as well, just for side light. It works great. They're simple, easy, and extremely inexpensive. So try that. That's for $50, $45.
It's the cheapest way to get your foot in the door and something that actually works.
Yeah, that'll give you the most amount of light in that area. Short of that, a garage with some light. Realistically,
that's less
Kimberly,
convenient for some.
But what's nice is these are 3-foot lengths, and if you get 3 of them together, you can get 9 to 10 feet realistically. So right middle of the car, do the other side, middle of the car, and you should have enough light to see everything that you need to see. It's not perfect, but it's a start, and they easily pack up, put away, no problem.
One more option is something we kind of jury rigged together here in the shop, but it functions well. You don't need to get the super heavy duty C-stand rollers like we do, but just some kind of rolling stand. And then you can come up with attachments for the stand where you can put lights on it so that it's a mobile device. You're able to take it around. At a certain point, just
like a utility cart. You could get a utility cart
and mount lights on there. You can have a battery supply, or you could just plug it into a wall. It doesn't have to be anything too fancy, but just make sure if you're working outside, use proper cables that are designed to work outside. You don't want to create any kind of fire hazard situation, something bad, if something gets wet that's not supposed to. I'm just saying, I've seen people using weak cords outdoors in the freezing cold.
Or why not live a little? And see if you can create some sparks.
If you're cold, you could generate some heat by using the wrong cable. That is not advice. That is just the result of bad decision making.
There you go.
So, anyway.
Well, Dan Pfeiffer saying a good afternoon and a word up from rainy, cold Minnesota, USA. Welcome back from SEMA. Looks like a great show this year. What was your number one favorite new product from the show?
I'm going to be honest. I really did a bad job of keeping track of the new stuff. Like, it literally was not on my radar.
I was stuck in our booth the whole time.
I was so focused on just handling interactions with people.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention to what other companies were putting out.
So I will say I like the new Polisher by Rupes.
Obviously,
I know it's been out for a while, but
in Europe, but not here.
Having ours, having the seat time with it, being able to play with it, I actually do really like it. I do have my issues and quirks that I'd like to change on it, but that's really good. I love the new Uno Advanced. I think that's great. I'm excited for the new. I think it's Goom from Kosh Chemi, the new matte restorer. Rubber restorer for matte. It's a matte finish.
For a very natural.
It's kind of like Motorplast, but for floor mats.
Okay.
After you clean them, you spray this on or apply it, and it dries. It penetrates and dries.
Would it work on like window trim, like on like 90s cars window trim?
I have no idea, but that product intrigued me.
Okay,
because I like that. So that was fun. I got to see that. What else? Just a lot of neat little things here and there. It was fun. Yeah. New products. I never made it past our booth or the KCX booth because we were right next to each other. So it was hard to get any farther. I did get to go over to the IK. I got to see their stainless steel sprayer. Yeah. Which I'm really excited about. And then Word.
You see the battery operated
some of the other. We saw that at Auto Mechanica, you and I did. So for us, like Dane and I saw a lot of the detailing stuff at Auto Mechanica. It wasn't necessarily
new to us,
so to speak, to us over here. But I would if I were you, I'd watch Matt's video because Matt went around and looked at a lot of good stuff. Matt from Obsessed Garage, and go look at what he made because he had a lot of. I feel like I had to vicariously watch his YouTube channel just because I feel like I missed SEMA because I was
You
stuck
can
in our
count
booth
on
the
them
whole
to
time.
catch stuff.
Yeah.
I was going to throw it back on the audience, though. What did you guys see that came out on
that's a
social
good
media
one.
or something along those lines? What stood out to you as being like, oh, that's genuinely interesting? Not just an update on an existing thing, but something fresh. What did you guys see? All right. So moving on, we got Alex Dewar.
Need to miss this one, but have an awesome weekend. Been dealing with frigid temps, not fun. It's been cold here in Boise. We got ice and snow.
Yeah.
We got snow yesterday, and it snowed last night, but it was below freezing.
Stick on the road is
So
just
we
ice
woke
now.
up, it was 19 this morning, and it was ice.
Yeah.
So I walked out, and my driveway was slippery.
Yep.
My doors were frozen shut on Ragnarok, so I had to get my heat gun out, heat up my key, and then shove it in the keyhole and hope that the heat from the key would warm the cylinders
The
up.
Jag is good about that, but my van is like classic, like early 90s vehicle, just where the water can easily get in that gap between the door and the panel, and it just freezes it every darn time. And when it's under the deck, it like drips on it. So you get like supercharged ice. It's like, how did you get so strong?
Yeah.
But
it was pretty fun this morning. Simon Birch in the house letting us know with the Danish flag.
Thank you.
Saying any ETA on the Ultra Black Sponge.
I did see that was out. So
hopefully soon.
yeah,
put it that
all
way.
I can say is hopefully soon.
They've been filling them restocking pretty quickly. So
We haven't had anything sit out for too long in any one case.
No, we should have a restock here pretty
And if
soon.
we have, let us know because I must have missed that. But
Well-
I haven't seen any super alarming ones at least. Yes.
Good. Yeah, I've had like 5 yawns. I'm sorry, guys, for your bingo. You guys
Layered.
are kicking butt. I will say Absolute has been selling very well. And so people have been
Absolute's great.
picking up the Ultra Black Sponge for that. So it's gone a little quicker than we thought it would.
We got a video about that coming out this weekend, actually, for a use with those.
Yeah. Vando, a yo question. What do you need to tape off on a car before starting to do paint correction?
I was going to say, it depends, first off, on the polish or compound you're using, because some you can get away with not taping,
It does.
which is what we like.
It does. It depends on the plastic. So it depends on the polish or compound. If it's an oil base or solvent based compound or polish, then yes, you need to tape it off. Any of so last cut and the Rupes and fine cut and micro cut from Koch Chemie, not heavy cut. All of those are water-based compounds and polishes. So you don't need to mask with those. Same with Hyper Polish from Optimum. You don't need to mask. But if you are going to mask, I would mask off all your plastic and rubber trim, textured and smooth. Anything that doesn't have a clear coat on it, basically.
A question, it's kind of related, but not exactly, just kind of building on this, though.
The goal is to keep the paint
It's always
clear.
It's always a pain dealing with like badges and stuff and getting a nice clean finish around the badges. Obviously, it's going to be tough to get in between the bits, but like, how do you do your best to make it look nice each time? Short of removing the badge.
You glue the tape around the edge of
Okay.
the badge, and then you fold it over, and then put another piece of tape over and seal
Gotcha.
the badge.
Okay.
So you're not wrapping the whole badge. You're just
Right.
you're wrapping the edges like it's like laying a piece of tape on this on the side,
Yeah.
and then a piece of tape on the side, and then I'm just folding those two pieces over.
I gotcha.
That's
Okay.
all I'm doing.
Yeah.
And if it's more like this, I'm still working my way on that edge, feeding that edge.
Okay.
So it's not that hard to do that way. But yeah, you're right. There are people that
Because that would be my instinct. I was
take
just
it too
wondering if
far.
other people
take it
had
too
a
far.
better
No,
method.
Easiest
than
way
that.
easiest is always the best.
Okay.
Joshua saying, I'm going to be getting the Tesla Cybertruck. It's made of 30 times cold rolled stainless steel. My question is, how would you go about getting that detailed and protected, polishing, coating, waxed, etc.? So if it's a stainless steel finish, like a DeLorean, you're going to have to just finish stainless. They make stainless steel finishing tools. They make stainless steel finishing parts. Rinseless washing works great.
Yeah.
Absolute or O&R, wonderfully clean stainless. Bead maker, clean stainless as well,
Yeah.
and protects stainless very, very nicely. Dream maker, you can put on stainless as well. It doesn't
I was going to say, I don't think the benefits of Dream Maker.
No, the benefits of Dream Maker aren't, but it works fine.
Sure.
Mata by Stjarnaglas.
Love that.
Or not Mata, the soap.
You love
Mata
Bubbler,
soap.
Mata.
But Mork, the quick detailer, the
Mork,
matte quick detailer, works great on stainless as well. So you can still get it. You're not going to be able to polish it. It's not going to happen.
Well, first of all, I mean, if there are scratches in it, it's going to be pretty serious scratch for it.
Yeah, so in the old days when you had a stainless, you basically, if you scratched it or it started to get rough, you had to re-groove the stainless, which means you take a scouring pad and you go in that direction multiple times until you wear the surface down enough. But you keep that, but you have to do the whole panel. You can't just do a section.
Yeah.
You have to do the whole panel.
It has to be consistent.
It has to be consistent.
That's the most obvious thing. But the most obvious thing
you can't take out a buffer and buff it. You're going to screw it up.
I would say small dents are going to show up faster on a stainless steel vehicle than scratches will. I mean, at least to the naked eye, you'll see where the reflection looks different very clearly.
Yeah. Joshua, I would jump in and start watching some videos and learning how people cared for DeLoreans.
Yeah, there's definitely
with the stainless steel, because there's a whole sub-market of folks who re-groove and take care of DeLoreans and stainless.
Yeah.
And I would spend your time looking at that, because that is...
Failing that, there's always appliances like refrigerators and stuff.
That was 40 years ago. That was 40 years ago. Same thing as like the appliances. It's different. It's different than paint. You can't treat it with the same stuff. That's why we're saying there's not much you can do with it.
But I also wanted to know if he knows something I don't, because last I checked, the Cybertrucks keep getting delayed forever and ever. So
Ricky Cologne saying hello, everyone, and then Manny, I think I caught the Rona at SEMA. Wouldn't be surprised, bud. Wouldn't be surprised.
There were a lot of people there.
Ricky says many people did, Manny. It seems. Yep, a lot of people did. You got to remember, there's 200,000 people.
You're bound to come across one or two.
And you got people who either maybe don't think it's a real disease, or they're like, dang it, I'm here. Oh, well.
They're like, screw it.
I'm
already doing it.
Yeah. Or what is the majority is it takes 5 days to incubate.
Yeah.
People still forget that it's a 5-day incubation period, which means you get it and you don't test positive for 5 days afterwards.
And you don't see the symptoms oftentimes until later, too. So
and
you don't
currently,
have a clue that you actually have it.
And you've got an entire population that's pretty much almost, not everybody, but almost 50%, more than 50% are vaccinated, which means that stuff changes. The virus changes because it has to try and...
It's forcing it to change.
It forces itself because it can't attack people with the immunities now.
Yeah.
So it's going to get either weaker or it's going to get stronger for some people. So you just have to... You've got folks that came that maybe they were sick the week before SEMA, but were still testing positive, but didn't realize. They're like, I don't have any symptoms. And they're walking around SEMA, shaking hands, hugging. Everybody was doing that. And they're like, I don't need to wear a mask. I was sick last week. I'm fine. I don't have anything wrong with me. You've got folks like that. Or you've got people who have COVID, shake the hand of somebody on Tuesday, and by Saturday when they're headed home, they're like, man, I feel like crap. They get home and they're like, dang it. Or Thursday, Friday, they've run into somebody. At the end of the week, they get infected. 5 days later, it's Tuesday, Wednesday afternoon, yesterday, and they're like, dang it, I got COVID. Could happen. So that was what happened to me when I came back from Auto Mechanica. It was literally 5 days when I got home. Or, the fifth day from the day that I was there, it was like, oh, I had just landed and was hanging out in Italy that day.
Yeah. And I had it a few weeks before that trip, so thank goodness for me at that point.
You got it from a guy that you were selling a car to.
That sucked. Just spending a concentrated 30 minutes under the same roof within 10, 15 feet of the guy.
Yeah, from a guy who just said, oh, I think I got a cold.
And I was positive after I received a call from him 2 days later saying, oh, I'm so sorry. I've just been super sick. I haven't picked up the car yet. My bad. And then I'm like, oh, no. Yeah. And that's what it is.
Right.
Oh,
so
no.
A ton of people got it, but hey, the nice thing is it's not as bad as it was 2 years ago.
Yeah. No, we're in a different landscape now as far as the impact.
Grant Hotry saying spiked crayon wheel nuts are the car equivalent of clear heels on a stripper. Yes, I don't like those either.
During one of the live streams, you'll see I literally walked by a booth and I was like, oh my God, are these the people who make the spiked lug nuts? I hate those things. And I'm like, let's go look. And sure enough, we walk up. Yep. You got the like 50 cal, casings and all that stuff. But yeah, whole thing.
Diamond Protec popping in saying, what's up, Rag Company? What's up, guys? And
hey.
Manny saying, yeah, man. Ricky, I think my favorite thing was a couple of the new IK products. Mm-hmm. Yes, some of the new stuff IK's getting ready to drop is huge.
Yes.
Ricky saying the bug scrubber clay block looked like a winner. So that's our new product. If you guys saw, we call it the clay scrubber. That's what we launched at SEMA. It is on its way. It will be ready before the end of the year. Stay tuned. We're calling it the clay scrubber. Very well priced. Bryce Holland currently doing a 3-step on my new truck.
3 steps.
GM Black. Really testing my pay right now, lol.
Ooh, I keep hearing things about the newer GM Black paints on the trucks. It's just apparently like a nightmare to work with.
Can't even imagine. Yeah. So Eric Steele saying, my favorite part of the week. Thanks for all the fun and information, guys. Thank you, Eric. Excited to run into you at MTE this year, hopefully. Joshua saying, when doing mobile jobs, what size water tank is recommended for at least 2 SUVs? That's a hard one. Realistically, Josh, I don't know how much water you're going to need. I will say, though, that you should at least have a minimum of 50 gallons.
I was going to say like
25 to 50 gallons of water.
Maybe 100 gallons if you're working on multiple large vehicles. But even then, you might run out fast.
100's a lot. 100 is a lot of water.
I mean, it is a lot. But that 50, you have to tow that, and you think of like fuel economy. Or if you're not towing it and it's in your vehicle, that also affects
a 25 gallons is pretty much good to go, and you should be able to do plenty of cars with that.
If you do rinseless, you don't need to carry a bunch of water.
2 of those, 50 starts to get heavy. 100 gets really heavy. 250 gallons. I had a 250-gallon tank in the back of a truck, a 3/4-ton Chevy pickup. We created a wash rig to go wash at dealerships.
Yeah.
And I would pour a gallon of O&R in that 250 gallons of water. And that thing, we set it right in the middle behind the cab. You could feel that sucker in there. 250 it's a lot of water. So I would probably do like a 25 or a 50. There's varying ones you could find. So
there's stuff out there.
Daniel Moe, dear Levi and Dane, tried to remove tree sap from my white car using CarPro Tar-X without much success. What are the first product you reach to clean tree sap? Alcohol. Hand sanitizer. Seriously. Hand sanitizer is the easiest, fastest way to remove tree sap.
And the beauty of the last 2 years is there's a lot of hand sanitizer out there now that people aren't really using as much anymore, but there's a lot left over.
So the gel kind works really good because you can just squirt, a little dollop of gel on that spot and let it chill out. It'll start to break it up. You can have the liquid, so you could squirt it on a towel and wipe it. I always keep a couple bottles of IPA alcohol, 80 to 90, just in my garage at all times for detailing things. You never know when you need alcohol.
Yeah.
But alcohol works really good for sap. I have a large pine tree next to my house that drops chunks of pine tar. On my glass, I don't worry about it. I have a razor blade. I just scrape the tar off, or the pine sap off with my razor blade. But on paint, if it lands on the paint or on the wrap, I just use a little alcohol to dissolve
Attacking it from the top always feels like it takes forever, but if you can find a way to just get under a little piece from the side, then the
usually you can pop the whole
comes
thing
off like a block.
Yeah. So, but alcohol, man, works great. Abel saying, what's up, guys? How are you, man?
What's up?
And then
Dane Kent.
Dane Kent today.
Yes, I'm undercover.
Bryce, we already answered that.
Nice. Oh, yeah, we already did that one. And then Abel says, TRC. Hey. And Cliff.
Alex. What's your guys' go-to protection for a bed cover on a pickup? Daily driven, parked outside. You missed Alex's.
Oh, my bad. Going back here. There we go.
Yeah. Protection on a bed cover on a pickup. Daily driven, parked outside, nasty midwinter weathers. Fight an uphill battle over here. So bed covers. If it's a tonneau, like leather imported leather or imitation leather tonneau cover, vinyl, like what I have on the red truck, ragtop.
Yeah, ragtop's awesome.
Great
treat it
stuff.
like a convertible top.
Yeah,
almost.
treat it like a convertible top. It's awesome. If it's painted, I would
treat it like the paint on your car.
just treat it like the paint on your car. And if it's textured hard plastic, same thing. You can coat it. You can use bead maker on it. You can use any of the detail sprays on top of that. If it starts to fade, you can use a little solution finish and over the top. If it's textured kind of like the avalanches and things like that, that's textured plastic. If you have like my parents do on theirs, it's like a 3-panel fold. It's just painted black.
Yeah.
It's cheap paint. So when I coated their truck, I coated that with Legend.
A good point. I mean, if it's got clear on it or at least some paint, then
something.
Coat it or put a strong sealant on it, something like that.
It's worked fine. It's still got tons of water behavior and stuff. So there you go. And then Cliff LeBlanc wanted to say happy birthday to all my Marine Corps brothers and sisters and a happy early Veterans Day to all the vets out there.
Shout out, Cliff.
Andy 77 evening here from Scotland, guys. Just applied C5 to the faces of my new alloy wheels, waiting to apply to the barrels once the tires are fitted and balanced. Do they need cure time inside from the elements? Not really. No.
You're smart to wait for after the wheel weights, though.
Yeah, good job.
Really annoying for the people putting the wheel weights on when nothing sticks. But hey, at least you know your coating's working.
Kimberly, Ray-Bans are the only glasses that I can fall asleep in and not jack up the frame.
They're strong. They're tough. I like them.
Grant, glasses off, Dane Hennon, glasses on, Dane Khalifa.
Oh, no. JD.
What's up, TRC crew? Going to have to catch the show later. Thank you, JD. And then Omar, you used the pearl on a ceramic coating in 2 words, it F's.
All right.
Yeah, it's the best. It really is. That purple pearl or the orange pearl or the gray pearl. A lot of people at SEMA coming up asking us about the pearls.
At SEMA, that was one of the things I directed a lot of people's attention to, because a lot of people come in and go, I'm using these big fluffy. They had something that looked like an eagle edgeless, but it was like a really cheaply made kind of whatever. And they hold it up and go, this is what I'm using with coatings. And I'm like, well, there's your problem. Yeah. So then you talk them into, actually, you want a short pile. You want something that's dense.
It is funny, right?
It's counterintuitive because they all think they need the biggest, most expensive, fluffy look at it. It's like, no, this is where you want to go with it. Or in a pinch, if somebody still wasn't quite ready to, like, it looks like a thinner towel. I talked them into FTWs in some cases where I was like, okay, fine, this is a solution. And I kind of talked to people like, the FTW is one of those towels where, I'm going to be honest, like, out of our stuff, they're an expensive towel to produce. Yeah. We make less off of each of those, but we love them so much. We want people to know about them because it's oftentimes overlooked. And once people try them, they're one of the few towels I could say genuinely you could use that for virtually anything, and it would be good at it.
Agreed.
It's just such a good balanced towel.
Yeah.
So anyway, Pearl or FTW, you're right. Just use it.
Ron saying good afternoon, TRC.
Good afternoon.
The Meridian Marmot saying,
oh my God, the
nice
Marmot.
to see some positive vibes around Absolute now that the dust has cleared. Pan dropped a video
you
on it
dust
yesterday.
On purpose.
What are your favorite aspects of it versus O&R? How would you use the quick detailer dilution? I just like, I don't know what it is. I like the viscosity of it. I think it feels good. It feels good on the skin. And then the quick detailer version, I did it because what we had was when we were at Monterey, we were using paint gloss. Mm-hmm. It wasn't working.
Yeah.
We were using Epic. It was almost working too much. And then Anthony just went and mixed up, Anthony Blaine here, one of our veterans.
Yes, sir.
He mixed up a spray bottle with just some product and some water and no real measuring, just blip, blip, here you go.
Yeah.
And we used it in that kind of quick detailer version. Mm-hmm. Holy cow.
Isn't it fun?
It worked night and day. We had to do 54 cars, and by car 25 or 26, we figured out that we should use Absolute. And it was like, dang it, can't believe we did that. And we waited so long. I think it was maybe 100 cars, and we had gotten to car 50 when we figured that out. But what it was we were on the tarmac wiping cars down that we'd already previously wiped down,
Right.
but it was a windy day, so the dust from the tarmac from the airport was kicking up, and then they had a golf course on the other side that they were parking cars in.
Yeah.
And there was a
right.
dirty dirt like sand lot.
Well, yeah, you have
So it was
sand lot.
but it was like sand. It wasn't like a gravel parking lot. It was like sand trap.
Well, and sometimes people forget you're close to the ocean when you're over there. You're not far.
What it was like a silt that was
Yeah.
silty, sandy
It's
stuff
very fine.
that was landing on the cars. So it wasn't dust and dirt. It was like sand on the cars. And we were wiping them up, and we would spray the hood down, and then we'd grab our towels and we'd wipe, and we were doing everything we could not to scratch.
Yeah, with a worse product, you would be scratching
And
the
it
hell
was,
out of those
and there were
things.
times where we were, and we were like, oh shoot,
Yeah.
grab a polisher. Like we had everything we needed. We were touching up some spots because it just was drying too fast, or it wasn't
You just used
lubricating enough,
too much force.
or we used too much pressure,
Yeah.
all that stuff. And then absolute just when it did that, I was like,
Yeah.
dang it,
Problem solved.
this worked. So I just like it. I really like it. So Ron Ayotte saying, where's
excuse me.
Anthony? He is home for the week.
Home.
Simon Bop, remember, drop that like. Thank you, Simon. We appreciate it.
Yeah, by the way, if you're not subscribed and you haven't clicked like yet, right now, here's that opportunity. 5 seconds. I'll wait. Don't worry.
Yep, there you go.
Okay.
Matt Gibb saying, hey, Levi and Dane, thanks for the live videos you did. So what do you know about the new Koch Chemie H902 versus the previous version, which I have, H9 and F something or other? I wish Koch was a liquid. I wish the Koch was a liquid. Okay, so
Here's his follow-up.
sorry, F9 and F6 7525 is how I like to use Koch, but I do wish they were creamier or true liquid, not a paste or gel. So, Matt, you would have loved to be at SEMA, and you would have
boy.
loved to have been spending time with my friend, Michael Vincent, who is the doctor behind all of their compounds and polishes, because you could have asked him every question you wanted.
Yeah.
He's only got a couple years left, I think, in the industry before
I was going to say, hold up.
before
That
he
sounds like-
retires.
okay. He's going to live longer than that. That's good.
The man is responsible for a lot of detailing compounds over the last 30 years, 40 years.
No joke.
The guy's a genius. Good friend of mine, super cool dude. Because I was in my booth for most of the day, every
you barely
day,
left.
I didn't get a chance to talk to him tell me about F9 version 2. He was like, yeah, I got this over here now. I said, oh man, we're going to have to sit and talk about it. And then we never talked about it. So I feel bad. But Michael was trying to, from what I recall, he's trying to make it easier to use because the current version of H9 is that it's designed specifically to work for rotary. His theory is it's faster to cut with a rotary than it is with a DA. The problem is everybody reaches for F9 to use with a rotary or a forced rotation machine.
Sure.
And he's like, I really formulated it for rotary use only. But powers that be say, hey, we need to be able to make this work on a forced rotation or a DA
Yeah.
and get the cut that it deserves. And so a lot of it was a reformulation to make it work better.
So it's a little more
With a rotary.
versatile now.
A little more
It can-
versatile
It
now.
can cover more
Yeah.
base. It's not
But
just
not
stuck
drop
in one
but not drop
silo.
its cut. Not drop
Okay.
the cut level. The goal is that side by side you'd have a rotary with a wool pad. You'd have a dual action or a forced rotation with that same style pad, product on. You get the same level of cut.
Okay.
It wouldn't drop off or ramp off. So that's what I know. And Matt, I'm sorry I didn't get to reply back to you. I was just standing in the booth all day talking to customers. So
That's literally it.
he had
We were
messaged me
so
and said,
busy.
what's going on, man? It's just like,
Yeah.
it was good. It was great. It was a great show. It's just hard to talk to anybody because you're face to face with everybody. And then you get done and you're like, oh, for the day. Where are we eating? How many tacos am I going to eat tonight?
When you're there, you're not going to the attractions. You are the attraction.
Mm-hmm.
You're the booth that people are coming to. They expect to see Levi or
Yeah.
Anthony in there. You got to make sure
exactly.
you're around. So you can't leave for too long in any one scenario.
Yeah. Yep. Sean G, any experience with coating a windshield that has ExoShield protection installed? What coatings, even sprayable SiO2 based, would you recommend? I would assume that you'd be able to coat any windshield any of the ExoShield products over. But I don't know. We'll have to talk to ExoShield, and that's a great question for them. We are planning on hopefully having them here at TRCMA this spring
this time is the hope.
To talk some more. We want to learn a little more, but that's a good question. Maybe we'll bring them on for a Q&A Thursday for you guys to ask some questions before the end of the year. Ricky Colon, Barinas are a great value. I set those up in one of the sides of my garage. They work quite well. They do. They're amazing. Sam Squatch says, thank you for having us. Good to see everyone back.
Thank you.
Ricky says, Goof is the mat restorer. Goof, not Goom. Goof.
Goof.
That's right. Goof.
That's right. How do you say that? Not
Tea
kind
and
of chuckle
Goof.
to
Tea
yourself.
and Goof is what it was, were the two new products. Elongated muskrat.
Oh, my goodness.
Best drying aid for Diamond Body 36. Silky, Dreammaker, or Paint Gloss, maybe Absolute 64-1. Really Absolute for 64-1, but
I mean,
you can
are
use
you trying
Dreammaker too, but it's not. I wouldn't add any protection to it.
That's what I'm saying. You want to keep the characteristics of the coating, so you're not trying to add protection on top.
So
of that.
I just do Absolute maybe. Harry Housewife. So just so you guys know, on my wife's car, I bounce around. Sometimes I don't even use a drying aid. Other times I do use a drying aid. Sometimes I use the blower. Sometimes I just play with all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, you're not going to let yourself get stuck in one particular way of doing things.
Ron saying it's 70 degrees up here in Marlborough, Massachusetts.
How is it that warm over there right now?
That sounds delightful.
In Massachusetts, you're not
19 today here in Boise.
It's chilly.
Sun came out and it bumped it up to like 24.
Ooh,
5 degrees.
Yeah.
G. Davis saying hello to Levi and the bespectacled new guy who resembles a community college librarian with commitment issues.
I'll take that and roll with it. Thanks.
Good one, G. Ricky, the upcoming pads from Buff and Shine look promising as they are easy to center in the backing plate and minimize hitting stuff up close. Richard brought over the buffing pads. Those look really cool. I like his ideas that he developed. Some of them it's funny. So I've been using Buff and Shine pads for 25 years. They were one of the first pads I ever used when I was about 17. I did beta testing back in the mid 2000s on a lot of their pads. So no, it is Buff and Shine.
It is Buff and Shine. Yeah, so, Buff Bright is a mistake there.
Those pads from Buff and Shine are really neat. And you're right, they do have the center backing plate piece. So what it was kind of like how this little WeatherTech mat has this groove in it. Those pads had a groove so you could fit your backing plate in, which would automatically center it. I thought it was really nice. And then it would protect the edges of it as well.
Yeah. Keep it all inside the mat.
Yeah, it was kind of nice. So it would work. So if you're hitting, your backing plate's not hitting the car. It had a layer of foam and the backing, which was super cool.
That's nice.
Like I said, Richard has done a really good job continuing to try and innovate buffing pads and how he does that. And it's fun to see. And I had a good talk with him and his wife while we were there and kind of gave him my story. Like, I don't know if you know this, but I've been using your pads for a really long time. And you used to send me pads back in the day through Tom Smith, who was Buff Bright.
I was going to say, that's where the confusion may come in.
Previous to Buff Bright. But Tom Smith was an MVP distributor here locally for detailing products. And that's how I got my Buff and Shine pads. But that's also Tom who introduced me to Lake Country at the time.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you're right, Ricky. That was a cool new product, and it is Buff and Shine, not Buff Bright.
Correct.
Simon Bach, I only noticed it was out of stock due to TRC Europe. Yes. TRC Europe is probably needs to order more. They've got an order in that left like 2 weeks ago.
Has us covered here.
Yeah, expected November 30th. It left here like 2 weeks ago, right before SEMA.
Yeah, thank you,
Josh. We packed
a
massive order for them. Kimberly MC, good idea about the lighting. I'll try my Ego 10K lumen area light first. Yeah, well, you got a light, girl.
You had one of those sitting around. It's like,
you got a light. Use that.
Yeah,
you're fine.
If you can find a good way to get it mounted, that would be helpful.
Yeah,
then you could wheel it around.
Yeah, just bring out your light.
Yeah.
Ron, Hawaii Tesla and detailing came up with a concoction: 2 ounces of Absolute, 6 ounces of Beadmaker, and a gallon of distilled water. What are your thoughts? Go for it. Have fun with it.
Yeah, play with it. See if you can come up with some other interesting stuff. Not promising it's going to work in a particularly weird way, but maybe it will. I don't know. You got to experiment and try. Kevin. We've got Kevin here. Hi, guys. What is your suggestion for dilution ratio for active foam from KC using a foam cannon?
Whatever is stated on the bottle. I don't know it off the top of my head, but I would say whatever's stated on the bottle, use it. Usually it's about 10 to 20 milliliters per 100 milliliters or 100 milliliters to 1,000 milliliters kind of deal. So take a look.
Well, usually those foamers are like, what, 200?
They're about 1,000 milliliters.
Or 1,000? Oh, you're thinking much
it's
bigger.
It's 1,000 milliliters, so you'd be putting about 200 milliliters in the bottle.
That's what I was thinking.
100 to 200, depending on what it asks.
Okay.
Kevin, another question. Have you tried mixing Absolute with Beadmaker or Dreammaker for drying in applications or quick detailer? No, but apparently Hawaii Tesla already did, so check it out.
See what that hasn't stopped some people from trying.
Yeah. And then Han saying, woo, Dane's got the glasses. That's a new one.
Just trying something new, you know? Okay, so now I have to change pages, but it may... what page are we on? Most recent one is 26 minutes ago. So if I click 3, I go to 2. Okay, there we go. Bam.
Friend Yo Hurl saying, yo. And then Chris Driggett. Best way to get blue jeans stains out of new BMW leather seats. Done by Track Day Workout. All right, so Chris, that's where the color lock kits come in to play. Strong leather cleaner. They have mild and strong. It's good to have both in your arsenal. The foaming bottles, like what KCX has, we have foaming bottles. You put it in there, foams it. You can put it on the color lock brush, scrub it, clean it off. If it doesn't come off, we have denim stain remover. You can buy it from us. That is a little different. That is a white towel. Put it on there. Wipe it off. Don't keep going back at it. It's a solvent, and it will...
don't hang around too long.
It will remove the denim stain, but if you keep working on it with that solvent, you don't give it time to dry and calm down, you will remove the paint.
That's not so good.
You don't want to do that. But denim stain remover is there, available as a product here at the Rag Company. You can pick it up. But it's good to have mild leather cleaner and strong leather cleaner. And it's good to have those foaming bottles. It's the same bottles that Color Lock uses. We have them for KCX. And you can use those. You can buy them.
And before you get the wrong idea, mild cleaner actually works on a ton of stuff.
Very
rarely do you need more than the mild cleaner. I'm just throwing that out there because I've seen people like, I need the heavy duty stuff. Mine's a particularly special. It's like, it's probably not. The mild cleaner's probably going to do it.
Lars was telling me something that's really cool. One thing that's neat about all of his stuff is safe. He says they use mild cleaner as a hand soap.
I can see
to clean their hands.
But it cuts through. Like, it actually does what you hope a cleaner will do.
It removes all kinds of stuff, but it doesn't harm your skin.
Yeah. Isn't it nice to have products that actually work, but don't hurt stuff?
Yeah, and then Strong just has a higher alkaline to clean a little better.
Okay.
But it doesn't, it's the same thing. It's not designed to strip anything or tear anything. But
but there's a difference between the two.
Denim stain remover is a solvent, so just be careful with that. T-Dog, if I wanted to ceramic coat an engine block, what coating would you recommend? One with a very high heat retention, something in the line of Diamond Protec.
What is the finish on your engine block in the
probably
first
powder
place?
Coated.
Okay, if it's powder coated
I have a friend who did his transmission like the American
flag. If it was like a show car, I can see that being the case. But I'm
did his transmission,
on a regular car, I'm kind of like, I don't know if that bare metal is
powder coated the whole transmission to look like the American flag.
Okay. But like if it was just like bare aluminum or bare iron or something, I'm like,
yeah, I see that.
Different kind of coating happening there.
Johnny Shield saying, what's up, Rag Company?
Yo, oi, oi, oi.
Mike C, hey guys, sorry I don't have time to leave a comment, but glad to see you guys and hope SEMA was awesome. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks,
appreciate
bud.
it.
And that's a comment right there. So you did your thing. Anyway.
Cliff saying, just want to say happy birthday to all my Marine Corps brothers.
There we go.
We already answered that one. Thank you, Cliff.
We got a vet in the office, though. We'll have to let him know.
Nick Garforth. We're going to call you Garfield. Currently getting into detail on what do you guys think of using a Works Hydro Shot with a pump foam sprayer? Totally.
There are people who do that.
Use it. Yeah. Jackson, is there anything to put on a backup camera to avoid blurry spots?
Oh, like coating it so it doesn't fog up.
Pretty much coating it. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
When I coat cars, that's one thing I do is I try to coat the lens.
I'm trying to think though, like on the lenses, usually on backup cameras, depending on the price point of the backup camera, if it's a factory one, it's probably higher quality than a lot of the aftermarket ones, but some of the aftermarket ones, like the one I got on my van, it's, not cheap, but cheap-ish. And it comes with like a kind of plastic or poly cover over the actual lens itself to protect it. In
it
the
actually
event of,
also has a human
impacts and stuff. Yeah.
that can stick their face through it. And then they just shout if there's stuff for you.
There's certainly that option
Very
too.
cheap and strange.
But
I was confused with that kind of modification that you would put on your van.
all I'm saying is...
Looked like a salad bowl, clear salad bowl, and a person sticking their face through. And you said it came cheap. I said, okay.
The tinfoil hat didn't cost extra.
That's strange, right? But you said it's a van. Plenty of room still. Lots of items.
I'm mostly throwing it out there, though,
you want to be able to see behind you.
The lens on most cameras are going to be some form of glass, maybe a plastic or poly for like impact resistance and stuff. But
Previous
that cover
salad
is
bowl.
usually going to be something cheaper, and that's the part that'll get scratched up and damaged and all that kind of stuff. So you could probably put a basic sealant over it.
Any
or
of the
something.
coatings
You'd
work
be
fine on that. You can that way it just keeps it clean.
Leftover coating, it's
yeah.
a very small thing. So you probably got some leftover coating if you mess with coatings
all right.
before.
Yeah.
Try it out.
Ron says, I just did a detail on an 02 Chevy Silverado in black. Had to do each panel twice with the last cut topped with Jescar Ultralock. I'm sorry. Johnny says, as a full-time hairdresser, I accidentally used the wrong shampoo to wash the car. Thank God I did it, as my car doesn't have split ends. Nice.
Hairdresser jokes.
Harry Housewife saying, when are you guys going to launch a bath towel range? Darren,
oh boy,
we used to sell bath towels.
There was a few years there.
And Dane Hennon has them now at his house and uses them frequently.
I've got a few left.
dry
They
his body.
survived for many years just with normal, like responsible care. They survived, but they were like the precursors to our Eagles, that similar material. But they're looking a little more pilled now because it's been like close to 7-8 years now since I got those. It's been a while, guys. So yeah, probably due for replacement, but we don't make anything like that anymore. So I don't know. One day, maybe, if enough people asked. Never say never, right? Okay, we got Lars, resident leather expert himself.
Dane, can you read that in German for me?
You do not want to hear me.
I want to hear it. Come on.
Hallo, Levi. Hallo, Dane. Ich wünsche euch einen schönen Abend. Willgrüße aus Deutschland, Lars.
There you go.
Yeah,
hey, nice.
So, hi, guys. Hi, Levi. Hi, Dane. This is Lars from Germany. I'm guessing something along those lines.
It's
I see good afternoon, Abend,
Wünsche,
evening.
Yeah. Einen schönen Abend. Lovely evening. I don't know what ich wünsche is.
I know Abend.
Probably saying hi. Yeah. And then via Grüß aus Deutschland. Probably just saying hello from Deutschland. Lars.
Oh, okay. That's where I was kind of. Okay.
Thank you, Lars.
Thank you, Lars.
I've been practicing my German. I've been practicing with Lars, and we actually did.
I watched you do Duolingo with him.
We were doing a lesson together.
And Lars was impressed by the Duolingo from what I saw. So I was like, wow, if he's impressed by it, then it must be good.
It's been fun. So he said in 2 years I should be good to go.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's
I'm gonna keep going on it because I've been enjoying it and it's been fun. So
no, that's awesome.
Johnny saying, hey, THH.
Yep.
Johnny answering a lot of people. Hans, sometimes a makeup cotton pad with IPA will soften it. Yes, exactly. Hans talking about the tree sap.
Yep.
Grant says, Josh, get in touch with Derek B. Miss. He is the king of mob detailing. Valeting supply reviews, or Valane supplies reviews, as Dane calls them. Evening all.
Hey.
David saying, what's up, guys? How are you, buddy?
Hi,
Ricky
buddy.
says, sucks that I got stuck in the monorail while Dane walked and filmed by the fireball booth as I desperately tried to make my way back to North Hall.
That's just where I happened to be at the time. I was like, well, I'm going to walk around the booth because now Anthony walked off, so I'm here. And, Ricky was doing his best to tell me, hey, go by the fireball booth. So I did. It was busy over there. Good on those guys.
Ricky, what durability have you seen on Optimum Hyperseal? I think I have the latest version of it. We haven't used the latest version of Hyperseal.
Not the latest one. Anthony still loves it, though. I know that.
Yeah, it's a good product.
Yeah.
Neil White, hey, TRC, curious to know if you two found any new products that wowed you.
Kind of talked a little bit about this earlier.
The hard part was I didn't leave the booth. So
most of you guys found out about new products before we did.
I think what fascinated me and what I'm looking at more into is looking at items to make it a little easier to detail. That's what I'm looking at. So,
Yeah.
Chris Marcial, I was a non-believer, but I finally bought a couple gauntlets, and now I don't want to use my pluffles anymore. That's all right. That's good.
Okay. That's all right.
Daytona Wallace tried out Dreammaker on my coated cars, and it was streaky as all get out. Any tips? Yeah, 2 towels.
Yeah.
Use another towel. You use too much product on the surface. That's why it's so streaky.
That's number one. Number two is what were the conditions you were working in?
Yeah,
Would that
too.
make that big of a difference?
Yeah, but
Some products
not much,
it does,
but the most is overuse. You don't need a lot. David Blowy, what temps is it safe to use Diamond Body in? I don't have a very large or even a heated garage. Shoot, I don't know off the top of my head, but 80 is the max. I think realistically about 50 degrees, 45 degrees lowest.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. Scott Matern, good afternoon. Levi and Dane, do you change your polishing technique when correcting single stage paint to clear coat? Nope, I don't.
Nice DeLorean.
Yeah. Anki, is Magic Wheel Cleaner dilutable? No, it's not. Jody Hightower, will Rupes Uno Advance be paired well with the blue wool pad just like Uno used to be? Yes, absolutely. It's beautiful. Fazal, back from the U.S. where I collected my mystery bag rag, and for the first time, some PNS stuff. Very excited to give it all a try. Kicking myself for not getting some Brake Buster, though. That's all right.
That's okay, Fazal. You got a good deal, though. You got some stuff at the right time. You got your mystery bag, which is cool, so enjoy.
For those wondering, I've been using Rupes Uno Advance for over 18 months, and it's been phenomenal.
Yeah. Have you found any like quirks or anything at this point, or is it pretty much like ideal?
It's perfect. It's
Okay.
absolutely perfect. Like I said, I like it better than Uno Protect.
Okay. Wow. That's big shoes to fill.
It's
So
be all end all.
the one that we love is kind of like our other BL end all though is the last cut. So how do you feel about comparing it to that? Is it a different experience?
It's totally different. Uno Advanced has a ceramic in it.
Okay. So they're not really, it's apples and oranges then. Yeah.
You could use last cut to cut. Like you could do a 2-step.
Yeah.
So you could cut it and then you could finish it and protect it with Uno Advanced.
Okay.
And the crazy thing is the ceramic in it, it lasts for a year.
Okay.
And Dane, when I say it works and lasts for a year,
It actually lasts for a year.
Lasts and works for a year. It's
all
nuts.
these YouTubers out here doing torture
Dude,
tests and all this stuff.
It's been on the
it's
red
like,
truck since
nobody
I got
believes
the
a
bottle.
product lasts as long as it says. Yeah.
It's been on the red truck since I got the bottle.
One more
I mean,
question
it's insane
about it.
how good it looks.
One more. As far as Uno Protect goes, it was always notable because, yes, it does have some filling qualities, but they hold up well. They're durable. It actually it'll hide some of those imperfections while also correcting.
Same.
But it also manages to hold up to more of that abuse. Whereas some of these other ones you try where they're an all-in-one, it washes away, and the first car washes some.
This is
Protect was good, but Advance, is it the same or is it even better?
It's even better.
Okay, that's what I was looking for. So,
but it's not fillers. It's not a filler. It's an actual correction.
Okay.
It's pretty ridiculous.
So it's 100% correction. There is nothing filling in, or is it just like a little bit?
It might have a little, but it's
that's
not,
what I was trying to
not
check.
enough to notice.
Okay, see, that's why I'm
You're
just
not
looking.
going to go,
yeah,
ooh, and then wipe it with alcohol and go, oh, it's
right.
like,
Yeah, you go over a panel wipe
and then
or
you wipe
something.
and you go, oh, this looks really good still.
And the reason I'm asking is I'm just imagining there's somebody out there watching who's like, yeah, but what if you? And I just wanted to hit that nail on the head.
No, it's pretty much, as far as I'm concerned, you could literally just do wool, black, like blue coarse wool, Uno Advanced on every daily driven car and not have to do anything else.
Okay.
To the extent, like that's the kind of level of protection and gloss and all that, and customers would be 100% happy across the board.
One last question on that, because I feel like this is a product worth talking about.
It's nuts.
So the other thing I wanted to know was for that, because it is a sealant in it essentially.
No,
it's
a ceramic. It's a full-on
okay,
ceramic,
so
12-month ceramic.
full on. Okay, so how's the water behavior on that one?
Great.
Is it something
looks
where
like
you like it, but would you
No,
be
you look like you
tempted-
have a coated car.
Okay,
It
that's
acts
what
like
I
a
was looking
ceramic
for.
coating. It doesn't have nearly like the contact angle of say like Diamond Body or even Legend.
That's why I'm asking.
But
yeah.
Dane,
Okay,
if I had you over to my house,
but it is impressive.
if I had you over to the house and I said, Dane, here's the red truck, go wash it.
Okay.
And you did your thing. Mm-hmm. And I go, what'd you think? You'd be like, what'd you put on that?
Yeah.
And I go, just this, the bottle of Uno Advance. You'd be like, no. I go, yeah, dude, I just polished it with this.
Okay, that's what I needed to
ago.
know.
You'd been
All
like,
right.
what? What? Like,
Yeah.
it's that good. It's one of
Okay.
those where I would say, we pull in your van, you just do a polish with Uno Advanced, and
Yeah.
you're done. Dane, you just wipe it off and you pull it out.
Honestly,
That
that
car's
sounds
done and
very
protected.
tempting because that car could use a basic cleanup.
You're
like
not
that.
you're not doing heavy correction. You're
Yeah.
just doing a quick polish, but it's applying a ceramic at the same time, and it's easy wipe off, easy take off.
Okay.
And you're done, and you'll be like,
That's it.
"That's it, huh?" And you're like, "Yep, that's it." So you're getting the enhancement, the paint enhancement.
Yeah.
Then you're also getting a massive amount of protection for what it is.
Perfect.
So-
Okay. I wanted to deep dive on that just for a second because
Yeah.
I thought it's worth hearing about.
Yeah.
It's new to a lot of people. So,
Hey y'all, from Bryce. Have you all used anything from Shine Supply? Coated my last few trucks with Beadlock Marine and haven't changed since. Such a good company, products, and great people.
You've used them.
I hung out with Jeremy at Rennie's party. Me and him caught up. We make phone calls and texts back and forth
But it's different.
but we've
when you
never
get to talk in
but we
person.
haven't gotten to sit and talk, physically spend time together and just catch up
Yeah.
for 5 years.
That's a while.
It's been a long time.
A lot changes in 5 years.
And Jeremy and I go back to right when he started Shine Supply. And we knew each other and talked and figured stuff out. He's a very good guy. He's got some good products. I'm really pleased to see what he's been able to do with the company. And yeah, they've got good products. Beadlock is a good coating for what it is, for sure. So yeah. As to use them daily, I don't use them daily. I used a bunch of them right when he first launched. I used a lot of them then.
There you go.
But they're solid. There's an old saying back in the day.
I never heard anybody complain.
Yeah,
really.
there was an old saying back in the day, solid as Sears. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like back then, when it was like you could
Back
could
when
buy,
craftsman was craftsman.
but you could buy anything. Like, that's an old term. Like you
Yeah.
could buy it, and it was always going to work for you, no matter what.
Yep.
That's what Shine Supply is. It's going to work.
Reliable.
Everything
durable,
that it does,
predictable.
needs to do, it does,
There you
and
go.
it's like there's no fuss about it. So. Matt Gibb saying, I've used the H9 on a DA for a while with no great issues, but I love it on single stage paint with a rotary. Had a red Ford with a faded single stage and the rotary and H9 did amazing on it. There you go. Nick, currently getting into detail. What do you guys think? We already talked about that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Ricky saying, yeah, thought something, wrote something else. Matt says, damn, my fat fingers and tiny touch screen.
It's okay.
Too many typos. And then Simon, now I don't feel too bad. I just spent a decent amount at TRC Europe, knowing I got almost a month to recover for the UBS. There you go, man. Not so bad.
And so this is a good point for us to momentarily take a little break, but it's
right.
not a permanent break. We will be back
I
in just a few
gotta go to the
minutes.
bathroom. I just
You
drank
just
all
got to
this.
do a little refresher there. We'll show you some fun ads. Don't worry, they're our ads, so they're fun stuff. But
better.
we'll catch up with you after this. So get those questions ready. We'll be right back after this. Hello, and welcome back to, the second hour
Nice,
of
yeah.
Q&A Thursday. And to start things off, I have a little proposal here, Levi.
We're going to do some shots of Tavarich vodka.
No. Especially not you. You've had a good track record. We got to keep that going. No, I have a different idea. And actually, to be fair, this is more
Yeah.
Gabe's idea, but I'm rolling with it.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is propose a poll to the folks in the audience right now. We're going to give you some options, and you tell us what appeals to you more. But you'll see it appear here in the comments not too long from now as I'm saying it. So I'm starting off by asking on a live detailing session, say we did more of these things, right? You know, when we did the winter wash last year, it was nice. We worked on that Challenger and we showed some rinseless wash methods, something like that. So we're trying to figure out what people want to see. So all I'm saying is, what would you guys like to see? Out of the
I would
options
like
you're
to
going to see
see-
in the poll there.
I would like to see you next to a pole proposing.
Boy, that's a lot of elements. I feel like G is going to run with that. But
I think you could do that. I
for
think
the
you could pull
folks
that
at
off.
home, I'm asking you right now, What would you like to see as far as a live detailing session happening here in the studio?
I think a Dane Hennon putting Uno Advanced, using Uno Advanced,
honestly,
first time on his vehicle could
I would
work.
love to try that.
That's an easy
on the
simple,
horrible paint of the van.
No, but I think that's a simple, easy something where we can show, anybody can do it. You can do it. Certified detailer Dane Hennon.
There we go.
We think we could do that. I think any of the extra lives that you guys can think of. We're looking at, we need to do some washing. We need to do some polishing. Maybe we do some other different lives, like Harry Housewife, Darren going, any recommendations on getting crayon off of leather seats?
I mean, that's a good question to propose here.
I think but I think like maybe we do something with our friends at Color Lock and do some stuff on leather, because that's something that, man, there's so many myths around leather.
That's true.
That so many people don't really know. They think they know, but they don't really know.
They just have a basic
an idea.
cleaning knowledge, and they don't respect the fact that there's actually way more to know about that
far
stuff.
More. I mean, I was 40 when I took my leather class.
You
from
thought
Color
you
Lock,
already knew more or less
and
what you needed to know.
was dumbfounded when I sat through that and go, oh,
Lars is.
I didn't know any of that. I am an idiot.
Amazing knowledge.
I don't know anything about leather seats. Like when I sat through that, I was like, oh, this is different than what I've ever thought about. So things like that. We're trying to come up with stuff. So there's going to be polls, like Dane said. We'd like at least 2. There's 2 polls coming through, I guess.
There will be one we do a little bit later. So this first one is going to go up. We're going to have it out there for you guys to put your answers in for about 10, 15 minutes at most.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be there for a little while. Then towards the end of the show, before we get to that last half-hour block, maybe 20 minutes, we'll throw out one last poll for something a little different. It's going to be about videos on the channel, like actual pre-recorded stuff that we'll put out, things that might interest you. So this first one is about live content. This one is going to be about what you're interested in seeing us do live detailing-wise here in the studio. So that's why I'm throwing it out there. I want to know what direction to take things in. So you guys are going to help dictate that right now in the poll. And I find it's important, too, because on the Q&A, I feel like during the Q&A, we do bring in a slightly different audience than some of our other videos do. So it's important that we hear your guys' feedback, because Q&A audience is a really good basis for all sorts of detailing questions. Anyway, I'm throwing that out there.
I like it.
So we'll see what Gabe comes up with as far as the content of the poll, but he's helping direct on the back end. So anyway, guys, be on the lookout for that right here in the chat box. Okay, moving on. First off, Harry Housewife.
So any recommendations on getting crayon off leather seats? What cleaner would you use? So crayons are hard. I would try to remove all the crayon itself first. Get those out, One way you can do that is warming them up. Get them a little warmer so that you can peel them, pry them, get those chunks off. Then whatever remaining, that's where I would use something like the Color Lock solvent, leather solvent, or cleaning spirit. Because that might be able to break some of that wax off of there, or their wax remover, things like that can break some of those surface areas off. The next thing you would probably want to do is, if you can't get through without damaging a lot more of the leather, the second thing you would do is come in with like a razor blade and scrape and clean and try and get as much of that off as possible, then come in with the cleaner and try and remove it. The key is
a little nerve-wracking going around with a razor blade on those surfaces.
No, but it's delicate. It's a really delicate process, and you got to be very careful with it. So
precision instrument.
Yeah, but I would take get as much of the crayons off first before I do anything else. Before I even worry about using a cleaner, I just want to get those out and off. Crayons are the bane of my existence. Scott W., when applying Diamond Body 36 outside, how should I handle dust that accumulates before applying the second coat? 2 things. You could wait, not apply the second coat for 24 hours. Or you could get a blower, blow off all that dust, re-wet the ground in which you're working in, bring that dust level down some. That's one thing I would do, is wet the cement. Let's say you're doing it in your driveway.
Yeah.
I'd get the hose out and just wet that. Like, you've got a large cemented area.
Yeah.
I would make sure that it wasn't like under your deck, Dane. I would park it like in front of the garages, but not on top of the, under the deck.
Yeah.
Just because you don't want, like, while you'd be working, like, say Liz or Callie, the dog, goes up there and walks around and just a little bit of dust falls.
Knock stuff loose. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would pull it out, and then I would wet that area of your driveway down. Just get the hose out, wet it all down, just to knock down the amount of dust that could kick up. So now I'm only having to worry about what's on the hillside and what's in your immediate driveway area.
Because where I am, it's a breezy place. But you're right. If you wet down the area first, that saves you a lot of headache.
Yeah. So that'll take a bunch of it. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking back to you and I in Italy.
Yeah.
Doing a exterior coating job in the driveway at the museum.
Yeah.
And
on a farm.
And that
man,
on a farm.
There's a museum, but it's on a farm.
With that Lamborghini tractor cruising by with the dust kicking up, and me and you looking at each other going, well, see how this works. I would say if I had a blower, that would have been better. I could have blown off. I only did one coat of DB18, but I did have to chase the dust. So I had a Ultra Plush towel that I was using to kind of dust the surface with a little bit of, I had to make up some soap and water to kind of go over everything just to catch it. But honestly, I didn't have that much dust to track to the coating while I was removing the coating.
Okay.
Was I micromarring? Possibly, but I couldn't see it. So I would just say use a blower, wet the area, so that way you don't have to worry about that. That way you can wet the area, do your Diamond Body 36. If you have grass on both sides, I would wet the grass just to help with that. Because then really what's the channel of dust? The dust is either already in the air or it's rolling down the street.
Yeah.
If it's coming across grass, it's going to get stuck in the water. It's going to get attached to it. It's not going to stick, so to speak. So I would, or it's not going to keep going. It's going to stick to the grass. So I would just try and wet the areas down as best you can before you coat the vehicle.
It's an ounce of prevention for, very simple thing to do.
Yeah. Kimchi. Dane looks like Rutledge Wood with the glasses.
It's funny.
Saw Rutledge.
Actually kind of does. And you know Rutledge.
I saw Rutledge. I waved at him.
Didn't get a chance to talk this year?
No, he was in the Toyota booth doing a live broadcast for Toyota.
Can't interrupt
during
that.
Setup. I was walking back to our booth with John and Mandy.
That's cool.
And we had just left the Golden Nugget, the little car, and we were walking back and we stopped at Rutledge booth at the Toyota booth, and Rutledge was doing a whole
What's
live
nice is though you wave at him, he recognizes you.
Yeah, he waved at me, and then I was hoping I'd see him, but I never saw him the rest of the week. But I'm Uziel saying waterless or foam wash. Honest answer. Depends on the car, depends on the time, and depends on what you have.
I would rather
right
rinseless over either of those.
Right now, today, 19 degrees in Boise, Idaho.
Give me rinseless, man.
I will do warm rinseless water. If I have to wash a car, I would do that indoors. If I just have a garage, I'm going to do that.
Here's the thing.
Waterless, I'm going to do it on certain cars that don't ever get dirty. And then a foam wash, I'm going to do because I can spray some foam, because I can do that.
If you're making a video, you're leading with the foam wash.
There's no wrong way. That's the thing. People go, this, this or
if you have
that.
a customer who's watching you who has like a certain expectation
Honest
about
answer,
the stuff you're going to do.
Honest answer, Uziel, to each their own.
Well, and this is the other thing, because I wanted to make sure, for the people who are watching who are newer at detailing, they may not understand that waterless and rinseless are not the same thing. Those are
three different washes,
different
waterless,
methodologies.
And foam.
So I want to be super clear. Waterless is different from foam, yes, but waterless is also different from rinseless.
Waterless
sometimes people conflate the two, and it's not.
What people need to know, waterless is what's in the spray bottle. That's it. Nothing else. It's just what's in the bottle. That and a towel. Rinseless is what you put in the bucket, and it's dilutable. You can put it in a bottle too, but it's also in the bucket.
And in terms of process, rinseless is much more like your traditional soap and water. The difference
just replacing soap.
You're
and you're
replacing
not
the
doing a final
soap
rinse.
with a product that you don't need to rinse off at the end, which is awesome, because then you just dry it straight off.
Yeah.
And you're done.
So
really, there's no point in doing soap unless you just like using soap.
Yeah. So that's
9 times out of 10.
Uziel.
Yeah.
Hans saying camera lenses. I put on some OptiSeal.
Okay.
And then
and Ron thought the same thing about the Rutledge.
Chris O'Grady, any idea when the smaller IK bottles will become available in Europe? Thanks so much. So I think the minis are getting ready for launch. You can reach out to IK and talk to them. They're getting ready. They showed them at Automechanica. From what I heard, they're getting ready to ship to the U.S. So
I know I kept bringing it up to them.
We don't have a timeline
really
yet. We don't actually have a timeline physically yet.
It's not locked in
as soon as
yet.
we have it, we will let you guys know. Daniel Weiss, which is your favorite new all-in-one pad after being in the show? All-in-one pad, man. My all-in-one pad is the coarse Rupes wool.
Can't go wrong with that.
Seriously.
Other thing, the poll is active and has been for a few minutes. So if you guys can just take a moment between asking your questions, go ahead and answer the poll. We want to see where you guys' opinions are at, and you can dictate the future of what happens on this channel. So there's your opportunity. All right, keeping moving. Harry Housewife.
Well, Han says, Ich wünsche.
Oh, right.
Ich wünsche is I wish you.
I wish you.
I wish you a great evening, a beautiful evening. Very nice. Harry Housewife saying, Darren, genuinely after filming that video, I ordered another liquidator to take one holiday with me after swimming. I haven't felt that dry from a towel before. Now you know how Dane Hennon feels with those early avalanches.
Sparkly.
Grant Hawtrey, it's amazing how civilized the cast is without Anthony at home. Beating my family for clipping his lawn while away at SEMA. Please like, share, and subscribe to all TRC Media.
Grant, you're a gem.
That's right. Ken, hi, I have vinyl floor mats in my car. I have duct tape. I had a duct tape attack one of them. I took off, and the backing glue is now stuck to the vinyl. How can I remove this glue safely? Thanks. So, there's a new product coming. You might be able to find this, Ken, from KCX.
Ooh.
It's a new solvent, similar to Ulex, but safer. So, but I will say, in the meantime, I'd pick up some Shara from
Shara's good.
Stjarnaglas. It's a citrus-based solvent. You can put it on a little makeup pad, and you can put it on that rubber, and it shouldn't harm your rubber mats or vinyl floor mats. Does that make sense? It's safe. You can use it on dashboards. You can use it on the exterior of the surface.
So when you crack the lid, it's not going to clear the room quite in the same way that Ulex does.
Ulex, currently, from Coach Kemi, will clear the room.
It's a great product.
It's a great product. It's super strong. But Shara is a much lighter, simpler, orange-based, citrus oil dissolving product. So I would pick up some Shara, TJARA, from the Rag Company, Ken. Grab one of those, see if you can get that off. Ricky, got to go to dinner, guys. Again, finally great to meet you in person after all this time. Take care. You too, Ricky.
Thanks,
it was great to give you a hug,
It was great to hang out and chat.
Ethan, from my knowledge, is Brake Buster just a maintenance use on wheels and tires? I'm just getting a wheel cleaner for everyday use on wheels, and they aren't that dirty. No, Brake Buster diluted 10-to-1 is perfect for just maintenance on wheels. Brake Buster is actually fairly strong, and
despite what you read on the internet.
is dilutable. You can do a lot with it.
Yeah.
David, back to full-blown drying aids. I asked this in the group with some questions. Do you know of any more viscous drying aids, such as Ammo Hydrate? Similar viscosity as Hyper Polish. So,
I mean, Absolute can kind of function like that if it's a higher...
No, I know what he's talking about.
Oh, he wants...
I know exactly what you're talking about. So, I know the answer to it, but I can't say it because it changes some things. Sorry.
Oh, man, not even like a hint or anything.
I can't discuss this. So,
no.
I'll just say there's not anything really more viscous. That's all. Than Ammo Hydrate.
There's your viscosity talk.
Hugo Fireflies, good evening, or something like that. That's right. Any new products for 2023 from Sonex or other manufacturers from SEMA? Yeah, there's a bunch. Like I said, I just didn't leave the Rag Company booth. I feel bad. I really wanted to wander around and get to check out everybody's stuff. I just didn't get a chance to do it, and it was my own fault because I scheduled everything wrong. If I would have scheduled all of us with some time off to go walk the show, that would have been great because then we could have done certain things like that, but we didn't. We just worked.
The lulls were few and far between. Yeah, the booth was packed virtually every time you looked.
And when we would get away to go to the bathroom or go grab a soda, we get called back to come, hey, so-and-so's here. They want to see you. They need to talk to you. So a lot of that kind of stuff. So I would just, it was hard. There was a lot of stuff. Sonex had a beautiful booth, a lot of cool cats working it. They had Ken Block signing autographs. I mean, it was a great booth.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I didn't get to see that. We've got a couple reels that me and Anthony walked around and got to check out some of the new products that we were able to shoot.
Go do some
They'll be
stuff.
out later. We just started downloading some of the footage from Jimmy because he's been sick this week. So he dropped off his camera and all his gear, so we were able to start pulling
more
up some
to
of this.
come.
Yeah, there's still, just be patient, stay tuned.
The drip,
Hayden,
drip, drip.
what's the best drying air dilution ratio aid? Drying aid dilution ratio for Absolute, same as panel pretreatment? Yeah, or 128 to 1. Not panel pretreatment because that's 256 to 1 or 128 to 1. Just 128 to 1 or 256. It's fine. Either one.
All right. Oh, no.
G. Davis wants to wish Dane a congratulations on being named SEMA Attendee of the Week by the Romanian Escort and Fetish Services, LLC.
Thanks,
Very nice,
buddy.
G. Hugo, a friend of mine used and washed his liquidator just 4 times, and he already has 7 long threads sticking out. That's what happens when you use a very long twist loop towel.
Long loops, yeah.
It's literally called the circle of life. It's physics.
People love the long loops, but the trade-off is you open yourself up to a lot more opportunities where it's going to catch. But that's the price you pay for having the length of pile that you want.
Surface area.
Yeah.
It's the amount of actual fiber on that
But
surface.
we don't hide that fact. We're honest about that. That's just fact
your
of
friend
life
can go
with
over
those.
there, Hugo, and just cut those 4-7 strands out.
Then they won't catch anymore.
They won't catch anymore until the next time it catches on something and pulls another one. I've got liquidators that have I have strings that are this long, and sometimes I let them go just because I want to see how much of a thread is in one of those loops.
Your
It's
whole towel
insane.
just suddenly just disintegrates.
No, but it's insane. It's insane.
But they do go on.
It really is.
Quite a ways.
It's millions and millions of fibers in there.
One ain't gonna hurt it.
Yeah.
7 ain't gonna hurt it.
No. Hayden, Hugo, tell your friend to be careful around his emblems and trim the strings. Don't pull them. That's right, Hayden.
That's
Thank
where they
you.
end up getting caught.
That's what
a
it
lot
is.
of time. Corners, emblems, that kind of stuff.
Woo J, sup fellas? Got a
Hey,
question about. I got a question. I'm going to be applying Diamond Body to a Wrangler, and is that odd texture top?
Oh,
will that have any issues bonding? I'm not sure if that's clear coat. No, it shouldn't. Shouldn't have any issues. Then Harry Housewife, just trim those loose threads off. That's right, man.
that's
all
right.
you got to do.
Snip and move on.
And then Jasper, hello guys, my car is washed by my dealer and it has marring all over it. I have PPF and Ceramic Pro in my car, so I'm curious, how would I go about it since it's not sunny enough for the PPF to heal? So Jasper, you can go into the garage. You can go buy a heat gun. Honestly, you can grab a heat gun. It doesn't need the sun. What it's using is heat. So you can do 2 things. You can put a space heater in your garage. If your garage is not heated, you can put a space heater on those panels, right? Near them. So maybe you have one going over the top of the hood and you got one touching the, near the fender, and it's just warming the area. You just warm up those areas enough, not so that they're so hot, but just bring the temperature up.
Yeah.
That stuff will go away. Other way you could do it. Heat gun.
I mean, yeah, that's
Just a
concentrated bursts of heat right
Kiss
there.
the heat on that fender, on that bumper.
Don't just sit there and point
No,
it,
don't do that. Keep
That's
it
bad.
moving. Keep it moving, but it's the same thing. You're basically creating warmth in that area enough to warm that panel up, which then makes that self-healing characteristic happen.
Yeah.
Or just wait till the next sun. It's not going to hurt anything. It's not like it's got the marring. It's not going to hurt it to let it sit. Hayden says, Wise Guy is the best rubber cleaner ever. Stuff is crazy. It's a good product for sure. Stephen Oliver, lately, I've been watching a lot of Jack's videos over at Stjarnaglass's YouTube. Would love to see more of him in TRC vids. Also learned Huel could be used as a fallout remover. Who knew? I sure didn't. Well, it's a fallout remover. That's what Huel is.
That's the idea.
And he says it in a lot of his videos. That's what it is. It's for both. So
Jack's a character,
thank you,
but he's a
Stephen,
great
for
guy.
watching. We had Jack with us at SEMA, and it was great to have him there that whole week and talk. Jimmy followed him around, took a lot of videos. Check out his Instagram. He's been posting a ton of new videos and stuff there. So
I'm curious if Steven ever saw our introduction of him back at TRC. If he wanted to go check out those videos, he could certainly see that too.
he probably is. He probably has.
Probably.
Hayden, another absolute question. Is there too high of a dilution that will make it begin? Oh, another absolute. That will make it begin streaking. We love this stuff so far. I don't think you need to go any higher than 256 to 1. That's what you use to wash the car with. So why you'd need to go higher than that, I don't know.
I think he's trying to find where like the valley is between works and then making it more
256
and more
to 1,
of
man.
a thicker dilution until you finally reach that point where you go, okay, that's too much.
No, 256 to 1. Half an ounce
You
per
don't need
gallon. Hayden says, my mouth is encapsulating.
All right, on to the next page here, assuming I'm in the right spot. Oops. Was that it? There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Your boy Jake, more stuff with wrapping would be really cool to see. We are bringing that. So also, Avery Dennison announced, go to their website, go to Avery Dennison color change classes. There are 3 classes scheduled for Boise for next year. 3 color change classes are being held here at the Rag Company. Go over there to their website. You sign up there, you pay there. And then I would recommend you guys message us and let us know that you signed up for the class, especially if you're coming from out of town.
So it's
and
2 birds, 1 stone.
Here's what I'll do.
Yeah.
I'll hook you up with the Rag Company link to our friends at Home to Suites.
Yes.
How about that? So
And it's a very good deal.
very good deal.
Very
Very
good deal.
nice hotel. So if you are coming to the Rag Company for those Avery Dennison training classes, which are listed on the Color Change Workshop page for Avery Dennison North America, you can take those classes. We also have a tint class that is scheduled for that. I believe there's 20 spots available for each class, and there's 4 classes throughout the year. So, don't worry. But I will say they sell out fast. So
yeah, you got to be on that.
get going on it. But they announced it at SEMA.
Yep.
They just released it on the website. I received an email saying that. So sign up. And Jake, I think you'd love that. Hans, a new Dane Eats with Dutch foods, wearing his Dutch slippers. That's a great idea.
Well, we got Dirk
And then
here.
Dirk saying, hello, guys from Germany. Nice day. Greetings.
Hey, Dirk.
Guten Tag.
It was good to see you at SEMA
Guten Abend. And then Hans saying a new Dane Eats with Dutch foods with his Dutch slippers on. I think that would just be Dane eating stroop waffles and what else do the Dutch eat?
I hope people have noticed. Like
Finger
I've
foods?
been losing weight.
A lot
Like
of
I've been
finger foods?
working on this,
You
trying
have.
to get. I went from the 280s. Now I'm into the 250s as of
Heck
this morning.
yeah, Dane.
So yeah, I'm
Knocking 30 pounds off.
This and
All right,
yeah,
there we
that
go.
counts.
Heck yeah.
Doesn't mean that I'd turn down a Dutch baby though. That sounds pretty awesome. Oh
You
no.
would eat a Dutch baby?
Well, I don't know the nationality of the baby,
Okay,
but
well, that's kind of strange.
making it weird.
GR, Dane promised
now
a tiny
it's making it
bikini
weird.
Twitch stream in a hot tub filled with Absolute. Oh, that would be delightful.
At least I'd be clean.
Hayden, the Uno application, or maybe detail an entire car inside and out with Absolute, using all its different dilutions to clean everything inside and out. Here's what I do, Hayden. I only use 256 to 1 to clean everything.
Honestly, it works so well. You don't really need to do anything else. I'm gonna go ahead and
But make
say,
sure you put that on the thing, on the poll.
So before we move on to the next comment, I just want to pump the brakes for a second on the poll that we had out there. Let's go ahead and cut off on the poll here, Gabe, if you're watching. And as soon as you have it kind of locked in, come in, tell us on the microphone what led, what actually got the most votes. So however that rolled out, let us know, Gabe. Come in here when you're ready. And then from there, once I know that, I'll start us on the next poll. But in the meantime, we'll answer more questions.
Okay. Ron saying stain removal on cloth seats and carpeting. That's a good one. We haven't done one of those in a while. David Blowy, do you guys know why early 2000 Jags leather interiors smell like crayons? I don't.
A lot of German cars, a lot of Volkswagens from the 90s and early 2000s smell like that too.
It might be the glue. It might be the
especially.
adhesive for that stuff.
Yeah. All right, Gabe has the results. He's rolling up. What say ye?
Well, Dame, so we asked the viewers, what live detailing sessions would you like to see? Coming in at 19%, we got interior clean stain removal, 19% for winter wash, 14% rinseless absolute, and 49% Dane Hennon Uno Advance.
Oh.
Okay,
And
there's a lot of love for the Uno Advance.
didn't we just come out with the newest Uno Advance?
That's Uno Advanced.
Yeah, Uno
That's what we're
Advance.
talking
Live
about.
session would be...
The
What do you-
product is Uno
Interesting.
Advanced.
the question is, are you detailing one of
No, Dane will be
Levi's
doing his own
vehicles?
car.
Which one?
They want me
And
to
do the
my
van.
like on the worst paint possible. See what I can do with the most.
No, Dane
awful
would just
paint.
polish his van. That's it.
Yeah,
Literally, there's
Big
going to be
broad
no
sides.
paint left.
yeah. Well, that's
There's no
part of the
paint.
fun.
There's not anything. He doesn't need to do anything.
But I'm
He's adding protection.
protecting it while I'm also correcting what's there. It could be interesting.
It's literally going to be a live stream of Dane stripping his paint.
I mean, I feel like some
Yeah,
people
pretty
might
much.
want to watch that. A bunch of sickos, but
Well,
Tune in today to see Dane.
I guess
stripping
that's
his paint.
what's coming down the pipeline.
But that
Dane
gives
stripping
us,
paint.
That gives us some options, so we can see the order of like preference. So we can also we can hit that one, but we can also do the second, the runner up. That's
Okay.
also
It's called the Dane Hennon
So
Winter Prep.
Yeah.
I've got that poll archived. I'll start another one. I'll hear you guys out. I'll probably be a little delayed because what I hear on my
Well,
end.
yeah,
But,
and I'll start that poll once you're out there. I'll know, and then I'll start talking.
And I believe the next poll we're going for is main channel.
Yes,
Yep.
we'll talk about
Okay.
that.
All right, guys. Keep doing your thing.
Thank you for the update, Gabe. Okay, moving along, we've got Grant Hawtrey saying Mythbuster detailing.
Okay. So
Okay.
that's something.
And
Dirk saying thank you for the great time in Vegas. No, thank you, Dirk, for all the kinder cards that I have been eating and
That
consuming
was amazing.
since I got home.
how did you get so many?
So
So many.
he got a whole trade case. He went to the Costco of Germany and bought me one.
It was just like a suitcase full.
I had my suitcase, I lined like they were packs of cocaine,
It was nuts.
bricks of cocaine, but they were kinder cards.
Yeah,
Delicious.
crazy.
Ricky Cologne, Porsches, Volkswagen,
Yeah,
Audis,
see?
BMWs all smell like crayons after a while.
It's German cars, but
I
Jags,
think it's
not normally what they
honestly
think
the glue that they do.
It's got to be the
Ron
adhesive.
polishing GM black clear. Ha!
That's just a
okay.
wonderful nightmare to go ahead and get
Don't
into.
wanna
I'm
do
sure
that.
a live stream of
Not
that would
gonna
just
do
be
that.
a whole lot of cussing.
Yeah. David Boyce, I'd like to see you men foaming a car truck using the air pressurized detail case from Dave Barker, showcasing how its efficiency, very little water is wasted, or the fact that it puts out up to 150 psi. Thank you, David. Appreciate
right.
that. David Blowy, I'm a second vote, polishing GM Black Clear. I will donate my truck. Yeah, okay, guys.
Yeah, I'm saying, why'd you
Hayden-
buy one with what paint
Yeah.
that you knew was going to be a pain?
Ricky, their seats must be made of crayons. I think it's the waxes that they use to
Yes. I thought it was
stuff.
the adhesive, but something.
G.
Something.
Davis says he votes for almost anything that's Dane and Pole related.
Of
Also
course.
going to keep advocating for the release of that massage chair people camera footage. And then David says, forgot to say welcome back, gents. Thank you,
Thanks,
David.
buddy. No Andy to say hi to today, but
Yep.
we'll tell him for you.
And Hayden, that's an old painter's trick, wet the ground, lol. No,
Yeah.
it is. It's
But it works.
so much
It works.
easier.
All
We
right.
used to do that when we paint houses, too. You'd have to wet the ground around the area. Just spray the plants down and everything because the paint
Yeah.
wouldn't stick.
So,
So we could wash it off later.
now that I know Gabe is out there and he's listening, there's going to be a little delay. I know, we got to be careful. Okay, so here's the thing. We want to look not only for feedback on our live streams, but we're also looking for feedback on the videos we produce and we release on the channel. So, Gabe is going to be putting together another poll. He's going to propose some options for you guys who are listening and watching right now, and we're going to find out what interests you. What kind of stuff in this audience appeals when we release a video? What's the one that's going to make you want to click?
Yep.
What's the one that you're going to hang around for? Not just click, but hang around and watch the whole thing.
Yep.
So Gabe's going to throw some options out there. I don't know what he's going to put out there, but I trust him. We'll see
Yeah.
what happens. So anyway, that poll's going up, and it'll be there until, let's say, 3:50. Then we'll check back, 3:50 our time. So watch the clock, and when we hit the 50, then we'll talk about it.
There we go.
Okay.
So Hugo Firefly's answering basically what I said for the
Yeah.
crayons. First, use the Color Lock cleaning spirit. So do not use GLD, which again I said use the Color Lock cleaning spirit to help kind of dissolve some of that because GLD does remove top coat and pigment if used incorrectly. And this is something I totally spaced. I should have told you this. This is another way you can remove crayon. Blotting paper. What he means by blotting paper, here in the US we have wax paper. You can take wax paper, put it on the sticky side down, the wax side down onto the surface, and then you put heat on the back side and it will pick up other waxes.
Yeah.
We use this in my dad's rental properties when we've had people spill candles or tip a candle over. That's like, there's people that have a candle on a table and the cat jumps on
Yeah.
it, candle splashes on the sheetrock.
Yeah.
And now there's candle wax on the sheetrock. You use wax paper and heat. In this case, my family uses an iron. They'll take an iron, hot iron to the wax paper, and the wax paper grabs and pulls only the wax off the surface.
Interesting.
So you could do the same thing. I just don't recommend using an iron in your seats.
That
but
can
I would
get a
use
little sketch.
set a heat gun over that and warm that paper up in the blotting paper like they're saying.
It's a cool concept, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Blot
cool.
them up with the paper.
Yep.
And then Spencer throwing in a super chat. Oh, Hayden.
Whoops, that
can
one
I vote
jumped.
for first absolute wash using as a clay lube, then finishing up with, you totally can. And then Spencer, $5. Has Anthony had a chance to
Thank you,
use
sir.
the flex tape I gave him at SEMA? Or what became of that? Spencer, he's at home, so whatever he's doing with it, he probably put it in his bag, and he's got it in his bag at home because he didn't
We'll
bring
have
in
to
any all
ask
this
him.
stuff. So
Yeah. We'll just have to find out.
we'll double check for that, buddy. Again, thanks for stopping by and getting
Yes.
a photo.
Thank you.
Hayden, waterless for a show car, foam wash for anything more than dust or light layer of dirt. Well, that's nice. Thank you, Hayden, for answering that. Waterless is a supercharged detail spray, yes.
That is a way to look
correct?
at it. Yeah.
Harry Housewife, after reviewing Absolute in the UK, the amount of messages I had, and I had to explain that waterless and rinseless are two different things. Yeah.
That's why I wanted
a
to
lot of
stress
people
that.
don't understand that.
Because people who are newer to the concept, they just think, oh, waterless, rinseless. They just like bunch them together and think they're the same thing in conversations. They just lump them together. And in reality, if you're going to lump any two together, the soap wash and the rinseless wash should be much closer together than the waterless. Waterless is, like he said, supercharged detail spray. It's just what comes out of the bottle is it, and that's all you have to work with. That's where you go, just for shows, just light dust. That's where I would draw the line on that.
Yeah.
Rinseless, I would put rinseless up against any time you're using soap. You could use rinseless instead and get just as good, if not better, results.
Exactly.
And use less water in the process.
Correct. G. Davis says, I'm taking Glasses Dane about 30% more serious, though, than regular Dane. That's
you.
nice.
A little respect is nice, so I appreciate you. Thank you.
Forced Induction's calling you Distinguished Dane.
Ooh, I'll take it.
Ryan from Spotless Rides, greetings from north of Toronto. Was a great day for a rinseless and a bead maker. Nice. Kimchi, hey guys, I'll be in Germany this weekend for the Seahawks versus Buccaneers game.
What?
Any suggestions for some cool places to go? Where in Germany will you be? Or Seattle?
Is this a
Florida?
joke? Wait, what are the Seahawks and Buccaneers doing playing in Germany? That can't be right.
He's going to
What?
be. They're playing in Germany.
Oh, it's like an exhibition game for like Europe.
But
or something?
where
game,
is
but
the
it's
game
what?
held? In Munich. I would just go to Munich. I would just be
What?
wandering around Munich, man. Honestly. Have
Wow,
fun.
today I learned. I had
Kimchi,
no idea.
just enjoy Munich. I haven't been there. I would have loved to have gone.
Wow.
So check it out.
That's fascinating. Okay, well, cool. I'm a Seahawks fan, but clearly not enough to know that they're going and doing that.
Yeah, no,
I
that's,
just grew up there,
it's-
so that was my
It's
excuse.
part of what the NFL's doing by their hosting games in other countries.
Well, that's why I said like an exhibition thing, because I thought it was like a show thing
it's
where
a
they're
real-
like, hey, other countries, look at
No,
this. We're
it's-
exporting our
it's
sport.
part
Check
of
it
the-
out.
It's part of the actual season.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Harry Housewife, couldn't agree more. Serious Dane reminds me of one of my school teachers. Oh, very nice. Joey
I'm not
Belinsky.
pulling out the ruler here. Don't worry.
I'm late. Hey, guys. What's up, Joey? Kimberly
Joey!
saying, I used Magic Wheel Cleaner for the first time. Good job, but couldn't get over the smell. Yeah,
No, that's a big part of it.
that
but
thiol
damn,
glycolate.
it works so good, though.
It's getting you there.
It works
Yeah.
great. Hayden saying we have to know. I'm not sure what that's in reference to.
Fazal tried some Liquid Death for the first time. All were nice. Especially that mango chainsaw. P.S. yes, the
chainsaw,
rag bag
yes.
was an awesome deal. I meant kicking myself for not buying some brake, but yeah, we know.
That's all
It's
right, dude. You're good.
Yeah. David
Glad
Blowy
you
says, not looking for a more viscous one, just looking for similar ones.
Okay.
For like ammo hydrate, you just use what we have as our current
No, you can
lineup,
definitely
dude.
get away with
Everything
that.
works.
I mean, we talked to Larry in our booth for like an
Yeah.
hour.
Hugo Flyers reminded me, Stiana Glashara is like 95% IPA based with about 5% of alpha piney, pine oils. Nothing to do with citrus, just a scent.
Okay.
It's all right. I understand.
Yeah.
Still still has that kind of,
It has that.
what's the word I'm
effect
looking
to
for?
it.
Pine oil, citrus oil. It's
It's
organic.
the oil element of it that
with the
gives it a
alcohol.
particular kind of
Yeah.
feel and look. And
Here's
smell.
another idea. He says, Hayden says, congrats, Dave. And then Hugo says, for tape on the floor mats, try out some virgin olive oil. put it on a makeup remover pad, and let it sit for 3 to 5 minutes. It sounds strange.
3 to 5
but one of the
minutes.
least aggressive ways to remove glue and tar. That sounds nice.
That's like soaking it and concentrating it in a very specific way.
I
But that
actually would
sounds
agree
like a
with you.
great
I think
idea.
that's a great idea.
I know. I'm always distracted by the lotus in your picture, though. I love that thing.
G. Davis, shout out to Anthony. I sure hope you're taking this time to recover, rewatch She-Hulk, and continue your startup plans for Honda-themed sausage casing company.
My
So you're
goodness.
close, G. He has been doing every single one of those things, except he's not rewatching She-Hulk. He's been rewatching Jack Reacher.
And that's a
He's
show
been watching that Amazon Reacher. And we had a great conversation last
Good
night.
Lord.
So
and
much
he
fun.
started sharing pictures that I'd never seen before
I know.
of him like jacked in
Unlocked.
the gym. And I'm like, where were these? This is
Yeah,
hilarious.
well, he was just physique. Was
Yeah.
much not jacking in
No,
the
yeah,
gym.
like it's the whole
Yeah, it was
that
pictures
thing,
from that photo set.
but even more pictures like that, and you're just like, who are you?
What we found out, though, was that he secretly wants to be Jack Reacher.
No, yeah, that's why he gets so upset when he sees him, because they always go, he's such a big guy, and then he's just like, he's not. It's the same. Stop saying that.
Yeah.
Well, you notice when that 6 foot something comes walking
Yeah.
into town, how are you gonna miss him?
And then I said about how funny it was that Tom Cruise played him in the movies.
That was
and how
so
hilarious.
funny.
So we've decided now to name Corey Hennon, Dane's little brother, and we're going to refer to him as Hennon, and we're going to refer to all the Reacher lines from the movie, from the show.
Yeah.
We're going to use them for Corey Hennon, aka Hennon, because he's the same height,
Yes.
and we think it'll be pretty good.
But
Should be pretty
he's
nice.
like, it's like built like a Wolverine, right? Like Wolverine, the actual comic book character, is always meant to be a little shorter, but he's feisty. Like that's the thing is he'll mess you up.
Not the Tom Cruise Jack Reacher.
No.
He's supposed to be 6'5", 250-pound Jack.
But
Reacher.
he's Tom Cruise, so he's not.
He's not.
It's 5'7".
Yeah.
Even I'm taller than that.
Now Alan Richardson doing a much better job.
No,
as the
he
actual
is
canon,
the embodiment of that.
canonical Reacher.
Yeah.
As
That was
an actor.
that was a conversation I had to mute after a while because I'm like, my God, I can't with
We were
this
having
right
a good
now.
time because I'm on audiobook 6 at the moment.
you were deep.
I've been deep diving into the Reacher series since I watched the show because that show is book 1.
Yeah.
So
So
series
it's a place to
is
start.
book 1. The next book they're doing is the next for season 2 is like book 22.
Oh wow, they skipped
They're
a few
jumping quite a
chapters
ways in there.
So,
So-
here's one more thing. I'm going to point out the poll is live, has been live for a few minutes. I want to make sure people are aware of it. So if you're watching, listening to this right now, look around in the chat or on the page here. You should be able to see the poll. Leave your answer in there because you're going to help dictate the future what happens here. So we want to make sure you have a chance to tell us what kind of videos you want to see happening here at the TRC channel that'll help answer your questions in addition to the Q&As. So I'm just making sure
okay.
people are aware of it, but we will be shutting that poll down in about 3-4 minutes.
Okay.
So heads up, get on that.
Here we go. Hayden says, I meant lower, not higher. Sorry.
no, that's
looking good,
fine.
man. 30 pounds. Nice.
Thanks, dude.
And then says, sweet. Well, I'll just keep using 256 to 1.
Yep.
And then Ethan, how do I Valhalla mode on the IK Foam Pro 12? Ethan, email Anthony at theragcompany.com. G. Davis, the Home to Sweets is running a Christmas special on the Alex Dewar themed room. Unlimited body syrup, velvet vibrating bunk beds, and a tutorial on human
Oh
trafficking.
my God.
And then
And
Hayden,
correction protection.
all
Nice.
in one correction protection.
All
There
in
you go.
one. Yes.
And then Mike Guzman, a live stream of Dane stripping. That'd be
this is
hilarious.
not.
G. Davis, I want to watch Dane Van road trip where he ends up at a Dutch baby festival.
Dude, I max out at like 1.
I think you mean elephant ear pancakes.
Yeah,
otherwise
there we
known
go.
as baby Dutchmans.
Is that it? I always
they're
felt like a
they're
Dutch
called
baby was known
They're
as
called
food.
Dutch babies, but I
Okay.
always like calling them baby Dutchmans.
Baby Dutch.
They sound much better.
The flying baby
I've been
Dutchman.
saying baby Dutchmen since I was like 13 when I learned what they were. My buddy
Oh my God,
hated it.
that's
He goes, no,
hilarious.
they're Dutch babies. And I was like, right, but it sounds weird when we're eating.
What's the name of
Dutch
that
babies.
phenomenon where people say like a phrase that's like
like
a
it's a
famous
baby
turn of phrase,
Dutchman.
but they get it kind of wrong, and
Yeah.
it's just they've been living
So
with
when
it.
I
There's
left,
a name for that.
Dane, when I left the UK,
I'm sure there's a German word
I found
for
a
it.
delightful restaurant at Heathrow
Okay.
that I'm taking you and Anthony to next time.
Okay.
When we're stuck at Heathrow.
Okay.
I went and had breakfast there. Mm-hmm. Got me a cappuccino. Mm-hmm. Beautiful little place.
Yeah.
Sat down, ordered me a baby Dutchman. Dutch baby with fruit and syrup, and it was this big, just enough to fill my belly, make me feel satiated. Enjoyed my coffee, and then I walked to my gate. Taking you guys next time. It's in Heathrow, Terminal 3. Delightful little restaurant.
Noted.
So,
duly noted.
Harry Housewife, my only mention crayon because my delightful daughter took a crayon to my leather sofa and gave me a beautiful drawing.
A beautiful drawing, though.
Color
Such
Lock,
a wonderful
Color
piece
Lock
of art.
Cleaning Spirit. Color Lock Cleaning Spirit will take care of that, Darren. Philip, water-based glue used in the 19 Germans cars smells like crayons. Also the reason E36 BMW interiors fall apart.
That's why I was talking about like Mark 3 and 4 Golfs and that kind of stuff, too. Yeah.
David Bowie, I didn't know. I knew. If I knew, I would have stayed away. Yeah, right? Buying the paint. Yo, Earl, this rain is killing me. I got Diamond Protect glass, and it's too humid. I'm sorry, man.
Oh, man. All right, moving along here. I'm
got
on to page
10 minutes.
1. You tell you what,
all right.
we're at
and
the
we're
10
at 11
minute mark.
minutes. Perfect.
So I'm asking Gabe right now. We're getting like 10 seconds left. Answer that poll. It'll only take you a second. Find the poll, answer it. And in 10 seconds, Gabe is going to close that off. That's going to be done. He's going to come in here with the answer, and we'll find out where we go from here.
G. Davis, new poll. Should TRC superfan Hans Close be granted unlimited free international shipping?
Dude, he would single-handedly run us out of business.
No, he would bankrupt us.
He would absolutely bankrupt us.
Fog. Would KCX Quick and Shine be better to be used as a drying aid with a gauntlet towel or apply after with something like the Eagle FTW? I can't seem to find anything about it in English.
I was like, could you repeat that again in English rather than yawn?
So, sorry, Fog. You could try it. See what you think. Hayden says, good idea. And then Han says, G. Davis, yes, that would be the best thing. There goes my savings. Philip saying the water-based glue, we already posted that. Hayden says it's in Munich, and G. Davis says the game is in Munich. And Rag Company, the poll is up. So, and Brionicle, who's that new sexy guy in glasses next to Levi?
Thanks, Brian.
Anthony isn't allowed on today's live stream. Good. You don't want him to lose another mic.
Dude, if he lost one of these, we'd be in big trouble.
That's right. No,
a little difficult to fit this one in your pocket.
But yeah, there you guys go. Like we said, the poll is now closed. Okay.
Yes, that should be it. So we'll find out from Gabe as soon as he comes in here what that ended up being, what the first and the runners-up were in terms of what people want to see on the videos on the channel. I hear the door opening. Here he comes. He's rolling in backwards. Gabe, welcome. Now with hat.
Welcome, Dane. Thank you. All right. What do you guys think? So I'll give you the 4 options, and I'll let you guys do the guessing. Okay. Winner gets to...
we get a pizza party.
Winner gets to buy Dane lunch tomorrow.
Oh, that's not a good idea. I don't want to do that.
So our 4 options.
Cheap now.
Yeah,
I just get a salad.
No, we came up with 4 options. As you guys know, we're working on a beginner detailer tutorial series. So we put that up there as an option.
Seabass learns detailing.
I didn't word it that way. I worded it as beginner detail tutorial.
You might have to plug in new people in different cases.
I put in washing, just using different soaps, foaming.
Sure.
As another option.
We did that, though, where you guys got foamed. You did different soaps.
You can never have too many of those videos.
Yeah. Nope. Third option, coding basics of.
Coding bake sale.
Basics
That's
of.
a weird way to phrase it, but
yeah, no, not a coding. Okay. I would not want a coated, cheesecake
maybe
or something. I don't know.
Specified these categories.
And then the final one is polishing / scratch removal. So those are the 4 categories because the polls only allow us to do 4.
Okay.
What do you guys think the audience chose?
Bake sale.
So coding basics of is Levi's choice. What's yours, Dane?
I would expect to see washing. I mean, that's always going to be a popular one.
You both are wrong.
If it wasn't first,
we're both wrong.
Absolutely wrong, yeah.
What is it?
So 41 votes, 7% went tutorials, 12% went for washing, 29% went for coating, and 51% went with polish and scratch removal.
Oh, wow.
Which tells us that...
I know what you guys are trying to do.
Yeah.
You don't